How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. We've got a few people in the room here already. Welcome to Denkor's virtual lab day booth. We're going to wait for a couple more people, and then we're going to get started.
Yep, sounds good.
Hopefully, y'all are all having a good Saturday so far. All right, we got about 10 people. I'm going to go ahead and start it off.
Sure.
Welcome to Denkor's virtual lab day booth. We're really excited that you took time out of your Saturday to join us here this morning. My name is Scott Schrader. I'm joined by Paul Kim and Josh Chahill, and we're really excited to show you some of the products we've got here today. I'm going to give you a lineup of what we're going to be talking about. We are going to start. Actually, before I do that, let me go ahead and give you behind the scenes, we've got Mike Kim. So if you have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand, type them in the text box. And if we can't get to them by the end of the session, we will definitely get back to you. So we are going to start things off talking about the new Meta T series. We're really excited to show that to you. Got some great new features on that, including auto elevation. We've got 4 cameras as opposed to 2. Really fast speeds and really accurate. So Paul and Josh are going to talk about that a little bit more. But from there, we're going to go into the Exocad software, talk to you a little bit about the integration there. And then we are going to take a trip down to Australia to talk about the newest 3D printer, the Asiga Pro 4K. Really exciting stuff. There's a lot of buzz going on around that printer. People are excited about what it's doing. And finally, last but not least, we are going to check out some German engineering with the VHF milling machines. We're going to talk to you about the K5 Plus, the S5, and the R5. So that's it for me. I'm going to turn it over to Paul and Josh. They are going to give you an overview of the Meta T series. I know that's what a lot of you came to see. So without further ado, Paul and Josh.
Hey guys, first of all, welcome to our virtual booth. We're very excited to show you the new T-Series scanners. First of all, I'm pretty sure many of you guys are here visiting our virtual exhibit booth here because you guys probably already heard about the Meta Lab scanner previously. So previous version was a T500.
Yeah.
And now we got a new version called T310, T510, and then top of the line, which is T710.
What's exciting the labs about this new scanner? What do you think is like the most exciting thing that people are really just loving on this scanner?
Well, you know, the T500 was already perfect scanner, but
yeah.
the new scanner is actually had a new features and new improvement, which is I like to kind of go over with you guys. First of all, I like to talk about the new improvement, you know. So what they improved on the new T-Series scanner. First of all, it's a more accurate camera. So the T500 usually they put two megapixel camera. Now with all the new T-Series, gonna have a 5 megapixel camera built in.
Awesome.
So T310, T510 will have a 2 5 megapixel camera. T710 will have a 4.
Awesome.
So what makes different? You know, T710 will give you accuracy plus minus 4 micron accuracy, which is one of the leading accuracy lab scanner in the market right now.
So the extra cameras are going to give me more accuracy.
Exactly.
Also increase my speed.
Yep. So increase the speed and also increase the accuracy and more refine the scan data over the UV strain right now. And then also, it gives you a lot more new features and new improvement. Another one that I like to mention is the speed, which is it takes a full arch scan takes about 8 seconds. That's
that's amazing.
And then also they added a feature called auto elevation, which is if you had a model, the scanner will automatically find the elevation of the model. So it will do automatically.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
so no more like stacking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about
that.
did my model scan or not?
Okay.
It will automatically find elevation
Nice.
for you.
Okay.
So
So that's going to save me time.
Yeah, and that will be available for all the new T-Series scanner. It's not just top of line. So it has all the scanner has it. T310, T510, T710 will have that features.
Amazing.
Yeah, and another thing I like to talk about is new features, right? So I just mentioned earlier, guys, that it takes about 8 seconds to scan the full arch, which is I'm gonna show you real quick how fast it scans. So did you already scan it?
Yeah, already scanned it. I can do the scan again.
So you guys blinked and you missed that 8-second full arch scan.
Yep.
It happened so fast you didn't even see it.
So now we're scanning the full arch scan right now. And another thing benefit for this new T series, which is I was very amazed about it, was that they added a new feature called integrated with an intraoral scanner made by Medit company, which
Right.
is called Medit i500. So you guys just saw that we fully scanned full arch within 8 seconds. And now we're gonna using the intraoral scanner, which is Josh is holding in the Medit i500. Can you show what it looks like?
Yeah. So if the scanner does miss any, if there's any blind spots and it misses anything, we can use the intraoral scanner to fill up those voids. So as you can see, the scanner just found its location, and I'm going to continue scanning.
This feature is actually very unique features for the made by Medit. And this one is only available with the Medit Scan for Lab software, which is a new improvement from the Collab, the previous version of scanner. So the one that you guys are looking at the user interface right now, this is the same user interface that dentists use for the Medit i500. So it shares the same user interface kind of thing. So when doctor call you to help, getting support from the lab owners, you can easily can tell where it needs to go and how to support it for the doctors. So that's kind of unique features of the Medit.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a win-win for your customers and for the lab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see that we just scanned the full arch and now he just put on the intraoral scanner to integrate it with the same scan. What's benefit for this one is Scott, it's a lot of models. The lab owners section the die because they want to scan the margin full around it.
Right.
Because the medial distal contact, that's the where very hard to capture the margin. But since you guys have an intraoral scanner integration, you can able to non-section the die and you can scan with the intraoral scanner and capture the medial distal contact, which is very, very unique features offered by Medit.
Amazing. And it's gonna increase my production speed.
Exactly. And then also when you have like some metal area or really, really deep area, it's very hard to capture with the lab scanner because the lab scanner using they fix the arm and capture the scan data. But intraoral scanner is actually a handheld device, which is there's no limitation of the undercuts or the deep tissue area, and you can able to scan it and then just automatically merge to your original scan.
Okay.
So that's
So-
really, really unique features.
So the merging's pretty seamless.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna talk about like since a lot of people here wants to look at the the T710, which is a new scanner that we have here. I'm gonna let Josh to scan single case. Well, it's actually 2 working die in a quadrant single case that we're gonna scan. So as you guys can see the scan. Another feature I'd like to go over. This one is the auto alignment feature.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, go ahead. I was gonna say, while they're getting that set up, because that may take them a couple seconds to get that set up, I will let you know that the Medit scanner, we are actually offering trade-in. If you have an old Medit scanner and are interested in the 710, we're offering $1,000 trade-in for your old scanner. For the 510, we're offering a $500 trade-in. And for the 210, we've got a $250 trade-in. So keep that in mind as you're looking at all the features and you're interested in buying. If you want more information on pricing or rebates or anything like that, make sure you're in the text box, talking to Mike, and he can help you out with that.
Yeah, so the one thing I like to kind of show you guys is the auto alignment feature. So when you guys have a lot of different dies to scan it, the previous version, which is a call out with a T500, you have to manually choose the number to let the scanner know that which number you scan. New Medit Scan for Lab is actually had an auto alignment feature, so you don't even have to do that. They will do automatically for you. So when you have like right now, I just scanned 2 working die, with the opposing tooth and scanned it. And now we're gonna scan the opposing. and then he's gonna work on the bite. Once he's done, everything will be automatically online for you. So you don't even have to do anything.
Yeah, this is gonna save you a lot of time and a lot of hassle in the lab. You're gonna love this. It's really gonna increase production.
Yep.
And it's gonna increase your accuracy as well, so.
Yeah, so while he's scanning, I like to kind of go over integration with ExoCAD.
Perfect, yeah.
So the ExoCAD is going to actually release anytime soon the new version of the ExoCAD. It's called Galway, but we don't have too much information yet because if you guys want to hear about the new ExoCAD, you can visit the ExoCAD virtual booth, and then we are actually one of the biggest ExoCAD dealer also.
Yeah.
And then Medit has been one of the best partner with ExoCAD also, and they give you full integration together.
Yes.
So if you have ExoCAD and you want to put the data, and then you can click scan, the Medit software will fully integrate together, so you don't have to do anything and start going the moving process. And then also the ExoCAD and the Medit has a lot of open solution in terms of the import and export data.
Right.
So,
So what kind of files can I export?
so
What kind of files are compatible?
yeah, so that's something I like to kind of like talk to you because the believe it or not, a lot of doctors start using the Medit i500 on their office, and they're using called MeditLink. Right. The MeditLink will be available for the lab and the dentist, and then it's also integrated with the Mediscan for lab. You know, and in those the MeditLink, it's not just a portal. It's a fully capability. You can import export file to any file you want, which is the PLY, OBJ, STL. And PLY is the actually color scan for the 3-shape ExoCAD, and OBJ is for the ExoCAD, and STL is just fully opens file format.
Yeah.
It just don't include the color. So STL never include the color, but if you want to have a color, you have an option to export PLY and OBJ.
Cool.
And then another thing I like to mention is what's the huge benefit for the ExoCAD. A lot of lab technicians here, they probably do a lot of full arch cases, and you need to scan a lot of reference scan, which is in terms of a wax up, mock up, or previous crown. Anything you want to scan, you can scan with a Medit, and you can import it anytime you want. All you have to do is just scan, export to your desktop, or you can export directly to the ExoCAD. So you have a fully capability to export any file you want. For example, I'm just gonna make a quick example. When doctor sends you all the bite registration, all that, you finish the scan, and suddenly doctor sends you, hey, Paul, we got a new bite. I want you to use this bite instead. You don't have to rescan the entire thing again. You can just capture the bite data, and you can import to the ExoCAD. You can work on the case. So all your previous job done will be still existing. You can just export that, the data, to import to the ExoCAD, and you can work on the cases.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think that's really. So right now he's showing the auto alignment. So you can see he did a maxilla and mandible auto alignment. So as you can see, he doesn't do anything. He just automatically auto alignment for you. I think this feature is actually really game changer for when you're having working on the 6 or 7 abutment tooth cases.
Right.
And another thing I like to mention is the Mediscan for lab also include with a lot of new features, Scott. So which is lipolica denture procedure and post-stent core, and also there is an advanced scan body alignment features is available for the Mediscan lab, which is the automatically align the scan body for you. Not on the design software side, you can do it in the design scanner software.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like they took the previous scanner and just amped up everything on it.
Exactly. So I think I kind of go over everything about the Medit, the new T series, and I like to kind of talk about the new RF.
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the Medit, we talked about the ExoCAD. What we would like to do is introduce you to the 3D printer that everyone's talking about. That's the Asiga Pro 4K. You can see that right there on your screen. Paul's going to talk to you about the accuracy, the speed.
Anything.
Take it,
right?
yeah, take it away, Paul. We're talking about
Yeah.
resins.
Yep.
Any questions you have, again, make sure you're posting them in the box to Mike, and we're gonna get back to you on those.
All right, so let's talk about the brand new scanner. I mean, brand new. I was talking about scanner too much. Brand new printer out of Asiga. Okay, so a lot of lab technicians probably already heard the Asiga Max UV, and it's been phenomenal printer for like
Absolutely.
accuracy and the result of the printing material and all that.
So why, what's the biggest difference between the Max UV and the Pro 4K?
So biggest thing is the size. And then that was one of the only complaint that we got it from the Max Asiga users. Say, hey, Paul, I love Max UV, but can I have a bigger printer?
Right.
And this is it. I mean, it's launching. They launched it this year, March, and a lot of people have been waiting for it. It's called Pro 4K 80. It's meant to be for dental industry. The size is actually about 3 times bigger than Max UV. And then the accuracy is still, I think it's more accurate with the like 4K mode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Max UV is what, like a 63
63 micron accuracy. And I mean, just from your point of view, Paul, since you've got the lab technician background, when you look at a 3D printer, because you've got tons of them, what is the main thing that you look for? What's the most important thing that you look for in a 3D printer?
So as a lab technician, I'm always looking for accuracy because I'm not just in printing the model or surgical guide.
Right.
I'm printing the temporary crown and also the casting crown material.
Okay.
Which is a lot of 3D printer, is doing great in terms of the printing the model and all that, but really you need to check on the fit of the crown, right? And I tested, for myself, I own about 11 3D printer. I include the industrial level, 3D printer too.
Right.
But out of all that, my favorite is actually the Asiga 3D printers, which is the Pro 4K. I'm just blown my mind because I thought, because it's a bigger build platform, I thought the accuracy wasn't there, but it's different story. It's actually more accurate. So I was pretty pleased with it. And also, this is a fully open 3D printer, which is you don't have any limited on the material.
Nice.
And then Asiga materials are really cheap, compared to the others.
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive. Yeah, I would say inexpensive. And another material that I really like about with using the Pro 4K was the supercast material. And then as I'm lab technician, I print every Emax crown with the printing with the supercast, and I press them. And a lot of lab technicians like the milling the Emax, but within supercast material made by Asiga with the Pro 4K or Max UV, it's just phenomenal result.
Right.
Yeah, and then also temporary crown. If you print a temporary crown, Asiga is the way to go.
Absolutely. 3D printing is definitely the wave of the future. So what I hear a lot when I go out in the field, Paul, maybe you can help address this, is people complain about the mess with 3D printers. They're tough to clean up, the resin.
Right.
What's Asiga done to help out with this?
So biggest thing is the maintenance of the 3D printer, right? The Asiga, the resin tray itself was very, very reasonable cost, and then we're talking under $100. Right. So what it does is, all you have to do is a lot of lab owners, what they're doing is they buy multiple tray and they pour each material. And Asiga makes the tray container. So you can just put the tray container and then put on the side. Anytime you want to change the material, you just need to change it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not cleaning up after every print job. I'm just pop out a tray.
Is get this one out and clean this part.
Right. But I don't have a bunch of mess. Okay.
Exactly.
Amazing.
So it's truly very user friendly. And then if it's something, if you want to calibrate it, it's called zero calibration is available. It's very easy to do. And again, for myself, I have a 11 3D printer out of this. This is the easiest, most accurate, most makes sense 3D printer in the market.
So what, most importantly, and I think this is the question that's on everyone's mind, what's the speed of this thing? How much can I print and how fast?
Yeah. So the Pro 4K Max UV has a super fast print mode, which is that you can print about model with a horizontal nesting it takes about 20 minutes.
Wow.
Which is amazing, right? And I like to kind of show you guys about the size difference between the Max UV and then Pro 4K. if you're looking up here, so it's about like
About three times bigger, yeah.
So you can able to print. Oops, you can able to print about two full arch on the max UV.
Yeah, 2 to 3.
Yeah, you can put this one to 6 to 9
Yes.
for horizontal. So it's definitely different size out there.
And real quick, I'm getting the signal from behind the scenes that we need to wrap up our talk about Asiga. We're getting really excited about Asiga.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions.
Any questions, let us know. But we talked about 63 micron accuracy on this. I don't know if we mentioned, but in 4K mode, we're at 56 micron accuracy on the Pro 4K.
Lastly, I'd like to mention one more
Yes.
thing was the night guard, which is the
Yeah.
So they have we tested with the Keystone T-Splint soft.
T-Split soft. There's a new material. I mean, you've tested it. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Printing soft night guards.
Yep. So a lot of 3D printed night guards is a hard night guard, and they're looking for, is there any hard soft night guards out there? I kind of feel like, Keystone soft is very, very close to hard soft night guard kind of feeling, so I really like that.
It feels a little soft. It gets a little softer in the mouth, but definitely, again, any samples, please contact us. If you have an STL file and you want to see what the printer can do, send us that.
And we do have a lab day promotion.
Yeah. We do. We've got some free materials. If you purchase any of these during lab day promotion, we will give you some free materials, free supplies. Again, reach out to Mike and he will talk to you about the promos and the deals. Last but not least, we are going to shift gears. We're going to move over here to our VHF K5 Plus, and we're going to talk about some German engineering and some milling machines.
Yeah, so one thing we have a lot of times I'll just kind of quickly go over, which is we have a K5 Plus, and this is for the small laboratory, purpose of milling machine. It's a 5-axis.
Yes.
There's a lot of German engineering built in here. It's a fully one cast body built in there. And then the cost is actually really, really good too.
The cost is good. And I'm going to ask a stupid question here, Paul,
Yep.
but I know you've mentioned that the K5 Plus is 5-axis. As a lab, do I want to go 4-axis? Do I want 5-axis? What's kind of the pros and cons of each?
So, normally I would have said 80% of the work of the crown milling, the 4-axis is more than enough.
Okay.
But when you do the full roundhouse case, all that, then you need a 5-axis because of all the undercuts and then all the limitation angle of your milling path. You definitely need a 5-axis. So the K5 Plus is designed for the single block milling machine, which is they have some patent pending the holder, which is all you have to do put the disc, and there's a little latch. You close it, it locks itself, and it has a really the reason they put the plus mark because they upgraded some of the previous version of the K5, which is a lot of people who had a really good experience with it. They actually improve it as a better version.
Okay.
So what they did is that they added the iodizer, which is what it does is that when you're milling like a PMMA or wax material with a dry, that all the
particles
will be stuck in everywhere because they're what they call the little electric
static,
but the iodizer would cancel that and will make all the particles to go into the bottom of
so
the
pretty
machine.
easy cleanup.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this is for for the small lab who's looking for have a single block milling. But the VHF has a lot more milling machine option out there.
Yeah, we don't have everything on display.
Yeah, it's too heavy,
Yeah, we definitely have the R5,
Mhm.
the S5. I don't know how tight we are on time, so before we get too much into talking technicals,
Mhm.
I do want to let you know that there are some really great mail-in rebates going on with the VHF machines right now. Up to $7,000 value, depending on which machine you get, and mail-in rebates and free tools. So in addition to the mail-in rebate, you're going to get some free tools with each of these machines that you purchase.
Yeah. So again, the VHF is not just making single milling machine; they make a lot of different kind of milling machine out there, right? And they're using all the same, the BHF, what the unique about the BHF is that they manufacture milling machine, they manufacture the burr, and they manufacture the cam software also.
Right.
So everything is in the one house, one manufacturer, right? And also, I'd like to mention about the new S5. It's a very reasonable cost, 8-disc changer milling machine.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for some milling machine can handle 8-disc changer with the VHF, the engineer milling machine, S5 will be really, really good option.
S5 is amazing, and that's a dry milling machine, right?
Well, you can actually mill the wet too, dry and wet.
Okay.
Yeah, so S5 is actually dry and wet milling machine. A lot of people already experienced with the S2 back in the day. S5 is a new version of the S2. What they did is they improved a lot of sensors and the mechanism inside, all the parts with more robust parts. They replaced it. It's a phenomenal machine. So S5 will be good for like a laboratory who looking for reasonable cost, multi-unit, multi-disc milling machine.
How about my design software and this? How it pretty?
So all the
Easy.
VHF and Asiga or Medit, everything is a fully open system. So anything you work with, either 3Shape, ExoCAD, or anything with it, VHF will work with it. And also that they come with the CAM software with the milling machine. And the CAM software, there's no additional cost. A lot of milling machine, you have to purchase the separate CAM software, and you have to buy post-processing to like integrate their thing. But the VHF is give you full all milling strategy for you for free. Which
Nice.
is if you want to mill Emax or Crown or anything that you want, they already had a milling strategy. If you don't have it, let us know. We can make a milling strategy for you. And then since we have not much time, I'd like to kind of talk about R5 compared to S5. But that's what a lot of people asking about it, R5. So R5, if you're looking at the Z4, it's the same design concept, which is it's looks similar as the Z4. Z4 is meant to be for the doctor.
Z4 is more of a clinic machine, single crowns.
Right. So what's unique about the R5 is they add a lot of industrial leading technology built in, which is they had a patent pending dynamic disc changer, which is direct disc changer. I think that's what they call.
Yes.
So all you have to do is just put the disc in, it will change it automatically for you, and up to 10 discs. And also they had another new feature called direct, what do they call? Let me see what they call. It was called direct clean, which is what it does is it will dry automatically,
Right.
and they clean automatically for you when you're changing the wet to dry or dry to wet, which is a phenomenal machine, and it comes with a little bit stronger spindle than S5. So it comes with an 80,000 RPM spindle.
Yes.
Compared to S5 comes with
60,000.
60,000.
Right.
So that's the kind of difference there. But again, if you guys want to looking for top of the line with a VHF, well, it's called R5.
R5 is the way to go.
Exactly.
Yep. So if you got a high production and you're really looking for a workhorse,
Yep.
the R5 is definitely the way to go.
Yep. So if anybody have a question,
I think we've got a couple questions in the room, Mike's telling me.
So there is one question asked by Kevin
Mhm.
that I did want you guys to clarify a little bit.
Sure.
He asked, can the attached i500 be used to supplement existing scans from our clients? So he's a lab owner.
Mhm.
For example, some clients send physical impressions
Mhm.
for difficult cases along with their intraoral scans.
Right.
Can I import Dr. i500 scan into the scan software and either all or fill in scan over or match missing or distorted segments? As long as he has the physical impression.
Yeah, as long as they have a physical impression, I think it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. So Kevin, to answer your question, I am getting answer from our tech specialist, Joss, that says as long as you have the physical impression, it's possible. I think that, yeah, no problem, he's saying. And definitely if you want more details, more clarification, please call our office.
Yeah.
Joss is amazing with helping us out with tech. So he can definitely go into more details with that, with you.
Any question?
Any more questions, Mike?
Okay.
Okay,
So-
so hey, Paul and I thank you very much.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much for taking time out of your Saturday to come join us. We were excited to show all this equipment to you. Hopefully you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Please,
I wish we have more time. So
I
we
know.
can go over a lot
Well,
more
yeah.
detail, but
we really wish we could see you, we really wish we could see you in person,
Yeah.
but this is the next best thing.
yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us anytime. We'll be here.
Email
Yep.
us, call us,
Yep.
text us, do whatever you need to do. The video is going to be in our virtual booth for the next month, from what I've been told. So if you
Yep.
want to go back and look at anything, let us know. Tech questions, as I said, call Joss.
Yeah.
Sales questions, call me. If you have any questions about the promos we're doing, I know we touched on them briefly. We do have a lot of good, we got a lot of good lab day specials.
Yep.
So,
Yep. And then another thing, one more thing that I like to talk is now if you want to buy Medit i500 for the left side, now you can. Before it's a big, wasted, investment.
Right.
But now you can able to using the Medit i500 with your
yeah,
lab scanner.
they're integrating seamlessly.
Exactly.
So you're gonna like it. If you have questions about it and how the integration works, again, call us.
Yep.
Uh,
All right, guys.
Paul, you got
Thank you for
anything you
your
want to
time.
add?
Well, I think that's it. for
That's
me.
it?
Yeah. It's
I
been-
think I'm good.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you all so
Have a good
much.
weekend.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.